Hey, it's Amanda, Creative Gardener here. Do you know what? As lovely and as shady as these Shak Shak Tree is, it's kind of messy as well. And unless you want hundreds of them growing around your garden, there's a couple of things you need to do. So I've shared another video about the Shak Shak Tree. It does have some really lovely flowers and they're scented, and so you get beautiful smells in the garden before you get these seed pods that you can see hanging. But where they're hanging, they've also got to drop. So especially when it's windy, one of my first morning tasks is to collect all the fallen ones. Now some of them, so luckily these ones have fallen without opening up, apart from that one. So there's about 13 seeds which would have been flung around this area. And so like this one, it's my little pickup tool here. This has been, oh my gosh, it's been such a game changer in the garden. I used to have to bend down and pick all of these up. Now I've got my little pickup stick. I've gone through 4 of them already. One got broken by a snail, one got broken by a rock. I was trying to pick them up, and I left one outside, and so the mechanism just kind of rotted because it's plastic with a metal string. Anyway, so that's why I used to pick them up, and then I just put them around the garden in the hedge there. If they want to grow there, that's fine, along the borders. But yeah, they have about 8 to 13 seed pods in them, and I think it just makes the garden look messy. And as much as I say, well, this is like the forest floor, I don't want to see the pods just laying on the ground. I like to see uniformity to a certain extent. And look at these rocks. I don't know how these rocks got here. They weren't there before. So again, they're just appearing as the ground, I think the ground's, the soil's receding, so they just start to appear. Anyway, so that's one of the jobs that I have to do, not every morning, but on like I say, a windy day like this, I know that whatever I've picked up today is going to have dropped. I've got 2 Shak Shak trees in the garden, and then one, so there's another one over there. You can have a look. See, they just litter the garden. So there's usually quite a few along here. It's not that much that fall each day. It's about like, say, 50 if you were counting. So this Shak Shak tree, I really do have to trim it back. I've got my sweet sock tree that's growing here that I want it to establish, and then I've got my moringa patch here as well. There's about 30 trees here, and they've also got to be trimmed. I'm keeping them low so that all the leaves can actually be reached. So this particular tree, look, it's got loads in them. So all of those eventually have to fall, or the seeds contained within them fall. And then the other job would be to see where they've fallen and you've not got the seeds, you've not managed to pick it all up. You have to look and see if there are any small plants. So like these ones had started growing before. So I just have to go around when I'm kind of picking them up and see if there are any like this one. I'm too late for this one because it's too established. and there's some young ones growing in here. But I had also thrown some Pride of Barbados seeds in here, so I'm leaving those. But this is the other tree that I've got that's overhanging the garden, and I've cut some of the branches, but it grows back really quite quickly, so I'm not bothered with the other side. And I'll wait and see how this gets on. But like here, where you can get them, you have to try and pick them out because their roots are quite thick, and yeah, you just have to go round and see. If you don't get them by the roots, then no, this one's more established. So I'll just come and bring my cutter and cut it out, but I probably still won't be able to get the roots. Yeah, but this one's providing shade to some of these trees. I'm not sure all the plants here appreciate the shade, but I'll trim it back in time. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Picking up any of the pods that have fallen. A lot of them do fall in here and start to grow. Like this one, look. Got one there growing, so I'll have to make sure that gets picked out. Because with each one of those is a treat. And it does, once they're all picked up, it really does make a difference in the feel of the garden. It's amazing how it does kind of, and maybe it's just me, I will notice it because I don't want them growing there. Like, I don't want that growing there, or that one over there. If it's not picked up, then the seeds will eventually come out and grow. Or over there, you just start to see them all. Once you start focusing on that particular thing, you start to see them all. So anyway, what kind of regular job do you have to do in the garden? Is there something that, you know, I mean, this is, if I'm going to have the trees, this is going to be even if it's a weekly task, it's going to be a weekly task. What is it that you find yourself doing in your space? And it's not even a horrible task. I don't mind it if I haven't got my pickup stick. So this is the last one that I've got out of 4. So I'm on the lookout for some more because they're like gold dust here on the island. It's usually the dollar. Other stores have it, but they're like selling them for like $50, and they're bigger, but they're heavier, and it's just like it defeats the purpose of having such a heavy stick. But the dollar store sells this, and they've not had any on the island for at least 6 months. So I'm resisting, because I sometimes pick up the rocks. I'm trying to resist picking up the rocks and the snails and just using it for the tasks that I need it for. And wait until we get some more on the island, and then I'm just going to get a few more, because eventually this is going to go. But it really is useful in picking these up, and look how close it gets. Yeah, so you can pick up, I could probably even pick up a seed, but they're so small. Anyway, so yeah, as I say, there may be other things that, because I was thinking, I wonder if these could be used as a dye. What if you boiled them? This is now starting to decompose, all the black stuff on there. I think it's probably got some sort of mould. But they always go like that when as they've dropped. But what would happen if you boiled it and tried to use it as a dye? I wonder what the colour, it may be just a pale brown colour. And what other things you could maybe do with the the seeds. If there are some seeds, there's like a red one that grows on one of the trees that I've got, red seeds, that they're very hard. You need a special tool to drill into it, but it's usually made, you can make jewellery. But are the seeds something that I can maybe, use and even have it as an outdoor thing, sculpture, maybe add it to a sculpture or something, outdoor sculpture, or combine it with something else, like, the terracotta pieces that I'm finding. Anyway, that's for another day, but I'm going to get on with this job. Should take me about half an hour, I think. Yeah, and then there's usually a few jobs that I give myself in the garden. This is one of the easiest that I do first. Anyway, so take care for now, and leave a comment. Let me know how you're getting on, and I'll see you soon.